iPhone 17 rumors continue to intensify, especially now that it seems to have shown up in the wild. Some new details and even pricing for the iPhone Fold have just emerged, and let's just say it's not as bad as we thought. It seems there are actually more changes to the Google Pixel 10 series than we thought. A lot of the announcements that we saw at Google I/O have already begun to be official, and yes, Samsung seems ready to bring some pro changes to the Galaxy S26. I'm Jaime Rivera, and here we are with these 5 really interesting topics. This is Tech Briefing powered by MediaTek. Google is definitely not slowing down with Gemini, as the company has just launched some of the coolest features that we saw back at Google I/O and more. The company is enhancing AI mode with Gemini 2.5 Pro, adding support for image and PDF uploads on the web. The idea is that if you have a PDF, you can upload it to Gemini and then ask it questions about it, helping you with your research. This feature will soon expand to include Google Drive and more formats. On that note of research, AI mode also introduces Canvas, which we saw at Google I/O. This is a tool for building study guides or plans over multiple sessions with real-time updates and editing options, which is also a really neat trick for research. Users can create a canvas by prompting the AI and using uploaded files like class notes for context. On mobile, Google is rolling out video input through the new Live tab in Google Lens, letting users show the AI what they're seeing in real time. AI mode is also coming to desktop Chrome, where users can highlight parts of the web page and get summaries or deeper insights in a side panel. If you think of it, this is Google picking a good fight against that recent stream of AI browsers, as these features aim to make Google AI mode more interactive and helpful across more rudimentary things. I'm curious to know what you think about all this in the comments. For those that thought that there weren't many changes coming to the Pixel 10 series, think again. Evan Blass just revealed high-quality images of what the Pixel 10 series is looking like, and in the case of the Pixel 10 Pro Fold, it's actually slightly larger at 6.4 inches diagonal on the cover screen, even if the inner screen remains at 8 inches. Probably an aspect ratio tweak, but we also hear of a steel aluminum hinge. We also then got information of up to 72 hours of battery life with extreme battery saver mode. Now, the Pixel 10 Pro and Pixel 10 Pro XL remain the same size, but the cameras get an upgrade. 50 megapixel main, 48 megapixel ultra wide, and it seems the telephoto also follows, and offering up to 100x of ProRes zoom, as they call it. 8K video recording is also supported, and we get better battery life as well. The base Pixel 10 brings a 6.3-inch ActWhat display, though I doubt LTPO, but then bringing a 48 megapixel main sensor, 13 megapixel ultra wide, and the telephoto reportedly brings up to 20x zoom capabilities. Tensor G5 is then confirmed on all models, and we hear of a new Pixel Snap wireless charger, which magnetically brings Qi 2 capabilities that, yeah, you've seen before on MagSafe, though as opposed to how Samsung and OnePlus are doing it, you might actually not need a case for this. Heck, even the Pixel Watch seems to adopt a magnetic charger of sorts as well. Last but not least, pricing remains the same, $799 for the base, $999 for the Pro, and $1,200 for the Pro XL. $1,800 for the Fold, with Google offering perks like 1 year of AI Pro, 6 months of Fitbit Premium, and 3 months of YouTube Premium. I'm curious to know if you like all these perks in the comments. It seems Apple's foldable plan is starting to take more credible shape. More sources are clinging to the idea that Apple's first foldable iPhone is expected in September 2026 as part of the iPhone 18 lineup. The earlier announcement made sense, or at least a tease at WWDC, because obviously developers would have to build for it in mind, but it seems not. According to JP Morgan, which is not a source I'm used to, it'll cost around $2,000 and use an inward folding design similar to the Galaxy Z Fold 7 and pretty much the entire industry. It's said to feature a 7.8-inch inner display with minimal crease, a 5.5-inch outer screen, a titanium body, and a durable liquid metal hinge. Touch ID is once again mentioned, because seriously, how are they going to fit Face ID on this product? Here's the thing though, reports call that Apple is positioning this device as a premium flagship, not just as a niche experiment. JP Morgan estimates sales that could hit 45 billion units by 2028, with Apple expected to strongly influence the foldable market. It's currently led by Samsung, but it still sells under 20 million units annually. This also explains why the iPhone 17 lineup in 2025 is rumored to have only minor upgrades, as investors and consumers' attention is already beginning to shift towards the bigger leap in 2026 or the 20-year iPhone in 2027. I'm curious to know if you're excited about this in the comments. Now let's switch to Samsung, as the company appears to be preparing a major overhaul to its Galaxy S26 lineup. Leaks are now suggesting a shift in naming conventions and potential hardware redesigns. Instead of the usual S26, S26 Plus, and Ultra models, Samsung seems ready to rebrand. Right now we're hearing Galaxy S26 Pro, S26 Edge, and S26 Ultra, and yeah, I'm already wondering what about the base Galaxy S25 or what that Pro model is, though speculation claims the Fan Edition will become the base model. Internally, Samsung has reportedly tied model identifiers M1, M2, and M3 in One UI 8 to the Pro, Edge, and Ultra variants. Additionally, leaks suggest the Ultra model might shed thickness and remove the S Pen digitizer, in addition to embracing Sheet 2 magnetic charging without a case. This change, along with a rumored 60 or 65 watt fast charging capabilities and a potential battery increase to 5500 mAh, makes this a far better offering, though I'm wondering about the S Pen. Other key upgrades for the S26 Ultra could include a larger aperture 200 megapixel sensor, an improved 5x telephoto lens, and redesigned 3x sensor. We also hear it'll be powered by the next generation Snapdragon 8 Elite and ship with One UI 8.5. I'm curious to know what you think that Pro model will be, because we didn't really hear much about it. And before we get to the hottest news, let me tell you about today's sponsor, MediaTek. I'm not the only one that's going to tell you that the Vivo X200 Pro continues to be one of the best smartphone cameras in the market today. It's been more than, 7-8 months since its launch, and the amount of phones that can match it remains limited. Surely its crazy optics are part of the story, but all the processing legwork is thanks to MediaTek's Dimensity 9400. MediaTek's all-big core architecture is fully capable of the new wave of agentic AI. It does ray tracing mobile games, it brings all the leading wireless technologies to keep you connected, and best of all, its ISP delivers some of the best photos I've seen on a phone at any price. Thanks to MediaTek for sponsoring this video. And finally, for the hottest news today, grab some popcorn and let's talk iPhone 17 series. Yes, we saw the leaked image of the possible iPhone 17 Pro model caught in the wild in Los Angeles, most likely being tested under a dark case, which is par for the course, though, yeah, you can't hide those new sensor arrangements on the case and expect people to not notice. Even Mark Gurman called that the leak looked legit. There are also new videos showcasing dummy units in 5 colors: white, gray, black, dark blue, and orange, with the latter drawing particular interest due to the gold-orange hue. Separate leaks from China then indicate more credibility into the subtle change in MagSafe design on the Pro models, which included incomplete ring layout and the lower position Apple logo for symmetry with MagSafe products, though it seems these tweaks aren't coming to the base model. I'm already wondering about fragmentation, and yeah, I doubt the logo will be as low as seen on these dummy units. Last but not least, sources are also calling for these next generation iPhones to get at least $50 more expensive, which doesn't sound like a lot, but is. This means the Air might go through the same, starting at $950, which most likely will be $1,000. The base Pro would then go to $1,050 and the Pro Max at $1,250. I mean, yeah, it still is less expensive than the Ultra Galaxy S, but with the rumors of those crazy camera changes we discussed earlier, it's definitely out to make a premium dent. In today's question, let me know. Would you be willing to pay more for the next generation iPhones given the rumored changes? Because I do think I love what's coming to the Pro Max according to these speculations. I mean, it does sound like if it's going to be pretty great for video and pretty much giving the Ultra phones a run for their money, but that's just me. I'm curious to know what you think in the comments. Friends, thanks so much for joining on another episode of Tech Briefing. Please like, subscribe, and join the conversation in the comments, as I'm sure you've seen me try to respond to as many as I can. Also follow me on social media, as there continue to be more interesting behind-the-scenes work coming soon. Our little company continues to grow, so we also all really hope you like what you see. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the next one.